Okay, so my first question to you, sir, is just uh, take us through your journey, how you met Sam Verma, and then you guys are like family, So how did you guys come up together, and how did you meet Judy, and your impression, how Judy impressed you as you saw her all across your life?
Thank you. Well, first of all, thank you for the opportunity. Sam Verma and I met at Illinois Institute of Technology. Both of us were studying for electrical engineering. We were classmates in 1964-65. I came to US to study physics and then change it to electrical engineering. I was born and raised in Orissa, in a small little village, like my friend Sam Verma was in Madhya Pradesh, in a small little village. I had a master's in physics in India and had a dream to get a PhD in physics in America. In those days, there weren't too many people of Indian origin coming from village. We had no exposure to five-star hotels, plane rides, cars, telephones, television. Since I was young, like all other my colleagues, I took a boat to come to America.
Wow.
From Mumbai to Karachi, Karachi to Aden, Aden to Egypt, Egypt to Naples, to Genova, then took a train from Genova to London, took a plane from London to New York, and then took a bus from New York to Chicago. Luck would have it that at Illinois Institute of Technology, there were lots of Indian students, maybe about 100 or so in those days, which was a lot. And they were all very generous, very friendly, very helpful. And Sam Verma was one of those. They all made us feel at home. They all took care of each other. And they were all more than willing to help. So we became friends. Then we graduated and we went on our
That's
own journey. I took up a job in Chicago area to work on television production, because in those days everyone went to defense.
mm,
Because of Vietnam War, there were a lot of defense jobs.
yeah.
And being Gandhian, I didn't want to work in defense industry. They would give you twice the salary. It was very tempting, but I stuck to my gun and I was convinced that I'm now going to take a job in defense industry. So that kept me in Chicago. Sam Verma went to Michigan and we were in contact. I'd met Judy right after she arrived here, and we were part of the family. You know, she was very traditional, like my wife. In those days, they all wore sari. They all had bindi. They all wore Indian jewelry. And they were not into Western fashion yet. Generations have changed.
Yeah.
Now, very few people wear sari here. They're all in pant and shirt and dresses and all that. Uh, Not that there is anything wrong, but these were pioneering traditional women who felt that their job is to really support husband in their mission, raise good children, take care of the family and extended family, and really keep the Indian flame alive.
Mm.
They did a little bit of puja at home, like my wife does even now. They took care of children, and they were really great homemakers. Sacrificed a lot. Initially, in young days, they all worked a little bit to help substitute income,
Yeah.
support their husbands. But as soon as there was a little bit of financial comfort, they decided to focus on families. And that's how I know Sam. And then Sam, from day one, wanted to do something in Madhya Pradesh. He wanted to be in Bitur. He always wanted to go home. Though he had business here, he was a very successful businessman in our generation, very generous fellow. Um, and he started going back and forth way before many people started exploring India. So Sam Verma was one of those early explorers from our generation that went back to India to start a business. We are all in 80s now. Our children and our grandchildren have a different path. They see India differently than we see because we were the first generation.
Yes.
We still had a lot of emotions attached to independence movement, Gandhian thought, Nehru's contribution, democracy, education, almost free education in my generation. And all of these things meant something to us. And that's why we remain connected with India. And I think India in us will die when we die. Though we live in foreign countries, like Sam Verma, I lived here for 60 years, but still, I worry about India. I care for India. The disparities bother me. I'm as American as you can find, and I'm as Indian as you can find. I love both of these countries. One has given me foundation, roots, values, and other has given me knowledge, prosperity, income, and future. So I am thankful to both. It is not that I am less concerned about America and more concerned about India or the other way around. I don't think in this day and age you can belong to only one.
Yes.
It is a multipolar world, and you could be having multiple identity. I believe in
Absolutely.
multiple identity. I don't think one identity really defines you well. One identity sometimes makes you radical. I don't want to be just one. I want to be everything. I want to be
Yes.
artist, I want to be engineer, I want to be businessman, I want to be father, I want to be brother, I want to be husband, I want to be a good son, I want to be a great friend to friends like Sam Verma. And we all, including Sam, thought like this. And I know my old friends like Sam, they were all committed to America as well as to India. So that's a long answer to your
Yeah,
short
I
question.
remember. I remember when I was growing up, I could see things changing very fast. And I'm talking about 1980s. Um, Suddenly, we started seeing STD PCOs all across bazaars, even small little bazaars near rural tehsils. Forget about cities and all. And later on, I came to know that you were one of the pioneers in there. So uh, I would like to use this opportunity to talk to you about a little relationship between how technology, specifically I'm referring to artificial intelligence, and how this nuclear family system, as it is a product of industrialization, but now artificial intelligence, which it seems like it will close a lot of job opportunities. So uh, would I be wrong in assuming that in the future it's eminent that uh, it's pertinent that families need to come together, extended families needs to be the need of the hour in order to take care of themselves, considering the challenges we might face on the job front in the future?
It's a very complicated question. Thank you for asking. I may wind up giving you longer answer than you want, but let me try.
Okay.
Okay. I think a lot of these things begin with what you believe in. To me, what you believe in is so very fundamental to your journey of your family, journey of your community, and journey of your nation. I'm one of those who firmly believe in democracy, diversity, respect for other human being, love, trust, inclusion, diversity. These are not just words. These are the principles by which you live.
तो अब हम थोड़ी सी हिंदी में बात करेंगे सर।
ठीक है।
और फॉर अ चेंज हम थोड़ा आपका पर्सनल साइड, 1 मिनट के लिए थोड़ा फोकस
ठीक है। ठीक है।
हम फैमिलीज के ऊपर।
ठीक है।
तो मेरी बातचीत हो रही थी सैम सर के बेटों से, बेटे और बेटी दोनों से बात किया है मैंने। और एक इम्प्रेशन आया कि जूडी वॉज वेरी सेंसिटिव, लेकिन सैम सर बहुत स्ट्रिक्ट, डिसिप्लिन्ड। तो मेरे मन में ये सवाल यह है कि क्या आप भी वैसे डिसिप्लिन थे, स्ट्रिक्ट थे अपने बच्चों को लेकर के? और अब आपको लगता है क्या कि शायद उतना स्ट्रिक्ट होने की जरूरत नहीं थी? वो उतना ही सक्सेसफुल हो सकते थे अगर आप थोड़े और
पता नहीं।
मेहनत
मैं थैंक यू। पता नहीं मैं स्ट्रिक्ट था कि नहीं। अ, मैं काम में बहुत बिजी था। तो मैं एक चीज कह सकता हूं कि मैंने बहुत ध्यान नहीं दिया मेरे बच्चों पे, लेकिन मुझे उन पर पूरा विश्वास था। हमने कभी उन्हें पूछा नहीं कि आप क्या पढ़ते हैं, आपकी क्या ग्रेड आई है, लेकिन दे वर ऑन टॉप ऑफ देयर क्लास ऑल द टाइम। दे वर डिसिप्लिन्ड देमसेल्व्स। आई डोंट थिंक आई आस्क्ड देम कि होमवर्क किया आपने कभी, कहाँ गए थे, रात को 1 बजे क्यों वापिस आए। हमने कभी पूछा नहीं, क्योंकि हमारे पिताजी ने भी हमें कभी पूछा नहीं था। उनको तो पता ही नहीं था हम क्या पढ़ते हैं। उनको वो भी पता नहीं था कि फिजिक्स क्या होता है, कि वो 4 किताब पढ़े थे।
हम्म।
हमको तो सब पता था, लेकिन हम इतना सीखे हमारे पिताजी से कि बच्चों को पूरी फ्रीडम दी जाए। लेकिन बच्चों का आइडिया शायद अलग होगा कि पिताजी बहुत स्ट्रिक्ट थे, क्योंकि पिताजी turned out to be a role model. See, when you are very successful, your children have to pay the price, unfortunately, because then they don't want to be seen as someone who benefited from them. पेरेंट्स। सो हमारे बच्चे तो कभी पित्रोड़ा नाम भी नहीं लेते। मैं आपको एक एग्जांपल दूं। हमारी लड़की एक दफा जयपुर गई थी, बहुत साल पहले। होटल में रही वहां पे, स्टूडेंट्स लोगों के साथ, अमेरिकन सब लोग थे। जब वो होटल में बिल देने गई तो क्रेडिट कार्ड दिया। कोई छोटी होटल थी जयपुर में। तो होटल वाले ने देखा पिट्रोडा, तो पूछा, सैम पित्रोड़ा को जानते हैं? तो बोले उनकी बेटी हूं। तो होटल वाला बोलता है हम आपसे पैसे नहीं ले सकते। वो हमारी लड़की तो घबरा गई कि भाई ये क्या आदमी है ये। तो हमारी लड़की ने पूछा आप जानते हैं सैम पित्रोड़ा को? तो बोले नहीं। तो बोले नो आई विल पे। ही सेड नहीं, बेटी हम आपसे पैसे नहीं ले सकते। सो बहुत अपसेट हो गई। मुझे उसने फोन किया, मैंने बोला देखो इंडिया में ऐसा ही चलता है, ऐसे लोगों से ही देश चलता है। ओके।
बिल्कुल सही, बिल्कुल सही।
एक दफा आप सोचती होगी कि शायद ये गरीब देश है, लेकिन ऐसे लोग देश चलाते हैं। कितना दिलावर आदमी है। ओके, उसने सोचा होगा कि भाई इसने कुछ किया है देश के लिए, अपनी बच्ची है। सो दिस काइंड ऑफ एक्सपीरियंस लिविंग ऑन बोथ साइड्स ऑफ द वर्ल्ड
बिल्कुल।
मोल्ड्स पीपल।
आपकी बेटी के एज में एक डिबेट भी शुरू हो गया था मेरे ख्याल से, फेमिनिज्म का जो कॉन्सेप्ट है, वी वांट फ्रीडम, वी वुड लाइक टू लिव आवर लाइफ, जैसा मैं चाहूँ वैसा मैं जीऊँ। और उसका पैट्रियार्कल सोसाइटी में काफी बैकलैश भी हुआ था। आज भी वो पॉइंट ऑफ व्यूज कहीं ना कहीं हैं, लेकिन अब ऐसा भी लगने लग गया है कि जैसे पेरेंटिंग भी इम्पोर्टेंट है, होलिस्टिकली चीजों को देखने की जरूरत है। तो आपके हिसाब से कंप्लीट वुमनहुड क्या है? अगर मैं आप औरतें होते तो हम लोग कैसे जी, मतलब जो प्रॉब्लम्स रही हैं उनके लाइफ में, अगर हमें वैसे फेस करना पड़ता और हमसे भी उतनी ही सेंसिटिविटी की डिमांड होती जैसे कि हम नॉर्मली हम करते हैं अपनी मदर से, वाइफ से, डॉटर से, एक पर्सपेक्टिव सोचने को बड़ा ही इंटरेस्टिंग हो सकता है। योर थॉट्स सर?
आई एम नॉट एन एक्सपर्ट ऑन दिस। ओके, there are experts who have studied these subjects for their career. But I'll tell you, as a layman, in my family, my father taught us about hard work, not by words, but by doing it.
बाय डूइंग इट।
We saw him working long hours, going to jungle, making ends meet, and always smiling, never complained, and provided for the family. So the sum total message from dad was कि काम जिंदगी में बहुत करना है, मेहनत के सिवाय कोई चारा है नहीं। लेकिन हमारी माता जी, जो बड़ौदा में पढ़ी थी थोड़ा बहुत, महाराजा सयाजीराव के टाइम में, वो जमाना अलग था बड़ौदा में। बड़ौदा वॉज अ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट मॉडर्न सिटी देन। माता जी वॉज रियली द आर्किटेक्ट ऑफ माई लाइफ। डिसिप्लिन, ट्रूथ, ट्रस्ट, वैल्यूज, क्राफ्ट, सब सीखा। बटन लगाना भी हाथ से सीखा। ओके, जूते साफ करने भी हाथ से सीखा। और मदर वॉज वेरी स्ट्रिक्ट। हम लोग 8 भाई बहन थे, 5 sisters. So we understood the fundamentals of dealing with women from observing mother.
ऑफ कोर्स।
Mother always took sides of the girls, not boys, which was very interesting. Okay. Mother made sure that girls are properly treated, protected. They all went to college, which was very difficult in those days,
Sure.
60 years ago, 65 years ago, to think of your, carpenter's daughter going to college. They all came here. I have a sister who is a mathematician, economist, and they're all,
Doing well.
hardworking, sincere. So respect for women became a way of life. You didn't have to try, you know. I remember on campus, we had lots of friends, and we were working in drama. So we'll practice till 1 o'clock at night, and then we'll drop these girls to their home, you know. And we were their, the girls' parents were very happy that, oh, you are with Satyan, no problem. So that was the character. Okay. I don't know how you get there. Okay. I don't know who teaches you that. Okay. Uh, but you have a conscience, you have values, and you don't cross certain boundaries. Okay. Because once you cross that boundary, you're on the other side. Okay. And you have to define those strict boundaries in life. And mother taught that. So I think women have a very important role to play in life. They are a symbol of love, and they're also a symbol of pain.
Of course.
They take a lot of pain. Men don't have capacity for pain as much as women have. Patience. Their body responds very differently, you know, and they realize that they have multiple roles to play. Man thinks his role is just to go earn, but mother knows that she has to cook, wash, clean, raise children, be a good neighbor because she's the only one at home. Okay. So her role is multidimensional. Man's role is so much so unidimensional. Okay. And I have great respect for women. I know what my wife did, though we argue on and off, not that we have a smooth sailing like everybody else. Sometimes we argue on petty things because I am OCD. So I
Oh,
would get upset if my shirts are not hung properly. There is no color coordination. If when somebody comes home and shoes are not put in
right
exactly
place.
parallel, okay, it's all bogus stuff. Okay, and I understand it's all bogus. Okay, and women are much more tolerant. Okay,
True.
their level of tolerance is very high. Okay, and I admire. I admire my wife. I admire my mother. I admire my sisters. I admire my other friends. You know, um, I have a friend who was my classmate in fifth grade
Oh, wow.
in Gujarat, Vinodini Patel. And then she moved to London, married there. And when I first time went to London to come to America, I stayed with her. Okay, I called Vinodini, and she's a good friend. And she's right now back in India. Her husband died. And I call her on and off. This is, 80 years of friendship, almost 75 years of
Of
friendship.
course. Of course. Yeah.
Okay, and we are similarly, I have another friend, Saroj Patel. She's in America, and she was in plays with me all the time, drama. Okay, and she would be our heroine on the college, and we were in the same class and great friends, and we are still great friends. Okay, so women do play important role in your life. I mean, that's half of the world's population, by.
Absolutely.
And the way we treat women everywhere is just not fair. It's not just India. Everywhere. You look at Africa, you look at other parts of the world, you know. I think we have not paid attention to them. Even in America, they couldn't vote for a long time. What about equality? There's no equality,
Yeah,
you know. I mean, if you look at the human history, I mean, we are going off on a different uh,
that's okay.
conversation. There are two real issues that bother me all the time. One is respect for other human being. That gave birth to slavery. That gave birth to colonization. If you respect other human being, there won't be colonization. How could you
You
colonize
won't.
somebody?
No, true.
How could you have slavery? Just because you are dark, just because you look different. So that's one major issue in the human civilization, that we have not respected other human being equally. They may be short, they may be dark, they may be bald, they may be, um, sick, handicapped, whatever. Okay. If, as human race, we had learned to respect other human beings early enough, maybe 5,000 years ago or something, you won't have all these wars, territory, wars, you believe in religion, all this lafda jagda, okay, is there because we don't respect
Fellow
other
human
human
being.
being. Yeah, saying everybody is respected. You could eat meat, you could believe in other religion. I don't care. When I meet you, you are a human being. I love you. I care for you. Okay. If you're bleeding, I will make sure that I take my shirt and tie your hand properly so you don't bleed. I'm not going to ask you what language you speak or what. If that's the case, how could I colonize people? How could I have slavery and then go on killing local red Indians here, capture their land and say, I won and it's my land now? So, one way to look at it is when the people came to land like America, they should have made peace with the local people. They should have created partnership with Africans who came here. World would be very different.
Yeah,
Second, in the same category, is treating women. Right from day one, we have not treated women equally as real partners, as friends, as someone who are just like men. They have a different job. Okay. And it comes from trust. We did not trust. Women didn't trust men, and men didn't trust women. Okay. These two issues in the history of our evolution, we don't talk enough about. Okay. If 5,000 years ago, if we had learned how to treat women properly, there won't be Draupadi's case, as an example. I don't know the you know reality, but I'm talking from the mythological stories. I don't know what
of
happened
course.
and when it happened and all that. Okay. How could you disrespect somebody in the family like that? You know? So I think it is important to recognize as human being that these two are very fundamental issues in life: respect for women and respect for other human being. Genuine respect, respect from inside. Okay. I know I could be, with anybody and feel comfortable. I could be with any women and we'll make sure that they are comfortable. Yeah. I mean, it's not very complicated, but it
It
comes
is.
from moral fabric. You have to have moral fabric. You have to have character. You have to have long-term vision. Because if you're not careful, it'll catch up. It'll bite you. It'll hurt you. It won't let you sleep. It will ruin your own life. Forget about somebody else's life. So I believe we all need to pay a little attention to the way we treat women. Look at all the stuff that goes on in India, rapes and somebody's throwing acid on somebody and somebody insulting and somebody slapping and people taking with stick and beating other people. I mean, what kind of people are these? It's barbaric. Okay. How can you take a stick and hit somebody? Okay, what is that the person has done, poor fellow? Just because he's from low caste, just because he stole something or whatever. Okay. We can't settle our difference across the table through conversation. We immediately get onto violence. Okay. And that is a problem. We get onto violence at home. Violence against women is a major global issue.
Major global issue. In fact, that
Yeah.
is the reason why um, Judy Awards, we have already completed a website, and this podcast series will be consistently updating on YouTube, where actually we would be discussing women related issues on the one hand and celebrating strong women like Judy. And here I will put up a last question to you. You would have visited Judy and Sam, sir, multiple times. They would have visited you.
Yes.
Uh, and I find Judy very, very lovable, very sensitive, very,
Very
uh,
sensitive, typical Indian women from traditional values, from fundamental values. Um, you don't get those kinds of people anymore.
yeah.
You
And
know,
Sam, sir, looks very strict, but when he deals with Judy, I see that he uh, behaves with a lot of respect. He can be very commanding, but he has never shown disrespect to her. Have
the
you ever
fact
seen
that
them arguing?
that marriage lasted 60 years, like mine, says it all.
Yes, it does.
Okay,
It does.
that's all. Okay, there
Yeah.
will be fight, there'll be lafda jagda, there'll be disagreement, which is okay. Two friends have that. You yourself have that inside.
Yeah.
I have inside conflicts. Where I said, "Oh, I wish I had done this, but I've ended up doing this. Oh, that's bad." You know, I might tell somebody something, and then I will feel bad that I shouldn't have done it. I should have controlled this, but that's way of life. You know, up and down is a natural process. The key question is, in the long run, what do you value? Okay. And if the marriage lasts 60 years, you have to have respect for each other. Finish.
Yes.
Okay. There is
Yes.
no debate. Then you can say, oh, you argued and you fought and you for 3 days did this. It's okay. That's fine. Not that I'm justifying it,
Mm.
but it's okay. So I think Judy's of the world, or even my wife's of the world, my mothers of the world, Judy's mothers of the world, came with different understanding. Their understanding was all about sacrifice. They sacrificed their life for others. See, most of the time, people want to take something and not give. I used to tell Dhirubhai Ambani, who was a very good friend, and I used to say, look, one problem I find in India is that those who have something to give want to take more, and those who want to give have nothing to give.
Wow.
So a young man who is looking for a job would come and say, "Sir, I want to change India. I want to do this and I want to do that." I would say, "Do you have a job?" "No, I'm looking for a job." Then you can't make a contribution. Just go find a job, settle down, take care of yourself, take care of your family. Then you can think of others. But the one who has lot to give says, "Oh, I want to make a little more." These women
Is
are not like that.
mm,
Okay. These women are saying, "I want to give and I want to give more. If I get something in return, it's okay. But I'm not here for a balance sheet. I'm not a transactional person. Okay. I don't want to do a transaction. I'm interested in the process. And in the process, my job is to give, take care of you, take care of children, take care of family, cook, do this, do that." Okay. And it's not a transaction. I cook for you today, so you wash clothes for me tomorrow. That's not how it works in their life.
exactly.
And that's the difference.
Yeah.
Okay.
These poor women, majority of them only have love to give.
Absolutely.
I
A
wish they had
sacrifice,
more.
sacrifice, not just love. They have work to give. They work, work, and work. You can sit in the corner and give love. No, that's not enough. Dadi does that
Mm,
because Dadi has worked very hard. So she can afford to sit in the corner and give love. But the head of the house, women, is just working early morning breakfast for everybody, chai for everybody. Then they all go to their stuff and then she starts cooking for lunch. And then they feed everybody. Then she eats later on and then she starts cleaning stuff. And then there's tea time at 3 o'clock. So then she makes tea and all that. Then everybody is happy and goes their stuff. And then it is dinner time, and then it is bedtime. And it just goes on every day, 7 days a week. There's no
yeah.
break.
And for today's women, there is even work, jobs
Yeah,
that they do along with all these things.
sure, sure, sure. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Thank you very much, sir. It was
I hope this was
enlightening
useful.
talking to you.
I
It
hope
it
this
it
was
it,
useful.
it
Huh?
definitely will be. It is.
Because I just talk freely. I don't think about it much. And I'm sure
We
some
this
people will
this no, this whole series will be talk freely, because the topics that we are trying to address, they are very important topics, mostly ignored, but we would like to, have them being
the key
discussed
is
as
how do we
openly as
create
possible.
better human beings?
Exactly.
And women teach us how to be better human being. Mothers teach us, sisters teach us. You know, I had a lady teacher, Induben, and Induben made a big impression in my life. I was maybe 7, 8 years old. And Induben, I still remember. And I met her many times after I came here also. Induben was a great teacher. She loved us and she comforted us and she took care of us. And these little things make a huge difference in life. So women have a very important role to play. Without women, we won't be here.
True.
It's very
Yeah,
simple. Okay. So how could we be
abs-
not thankful to them? They gave birth to us. Okay. We are here because of them. Yeah. So, okay.
Lovely. Thank you very much for
Thank
your time, sir. I hope this is
thank you.
uh, this is not going to be the last discussion that we have. Probably,
Sure, sure.
God,
Anytime.
God bless, we will have more discussions in the future.
Yeah. I think we should have once a discussion on friends.
Let's do that.
Okay. Because
Let's do
friends are
that.
very important in life. Okay.
Very, very, very important. Very important. Let's do that. I'll
Yeah.
I'll look for an opportunity. I'll send you an
Thanks.
invitation for that, and
Thanks.
we'll telecast it on our channel, judy.com.
Okay. Thanks a
Thank you,
lot.
sir. Thank you
Bye
very
bye.
much. Bye,
Bye.
sir.